A beautiful story comes to mind that I'd like to share with you today. Many years ago, when I was serving at the University of Portland, the Archdiocese asked me if I would also be pastor at the downtown chapel, which is now the St. Andre Bessette Chapel on 6th and Burnside in Portland. And the Archbishop said, I tell you what, you can be dean by day and pastor by night. And you have one day to give us your okay on this. So I talked to a few of my fellow priests about this and told the Archbishop, yes, I would love the challenge of bringing a connection, a bridge between the University of Portland and the downtown, and to see what we could do to bless the inner city of Portland. So I said to God, once I got there, I really need help deciding and knowing what you want me to do here now that I'm pastor in this awesome place which needs lots and lots of help and healing. 2 days after I begged God to let me know what it is that God was expecting, I was walking out of the chapel with my Roman collar and suit on. And this man across the street was on crutches with blood all over his leg and had a terrible, painful look on his face. And I went across the street and I said, you really look like you're hurting a lot. Do you want me to take you up to the emergency room? And he looks at me and he says, no, he says, you look to me like you're one of those pastor type people. I said, yes, I'm the new priest across the street at the downtown chapel. He says, well, I know what. Would you mind praying for me? And I said, oh, that'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be glad to pray for you. So he gets down on his knees with all of this blood and so forth, holding on to his crutches, and he looks up at me and he says, okay, Pastor, lay it on me. So I put my hands on his head and shoulder, and I made up a prayer asking God's help, and particularly with his pain and his healing. And then he looks up at me and he says, Pastor, that was a really fine, fine prayer. Now you get down on your knees and I'll pray for you. Well, by this time, these people were gathering from the streets, and we had a whole crowd around us watching this spectacle. And I knelt down, and he puts his hands on me and he says, Dear Lord, this new priest down here doesn't know much about what's going on here, so we want you to help him to bring healing to the heart of Portland. And I looked up and I thanked him, and he zipped around the corner, and I wanted to thank him some more, but he disappeared. We think of him as the angel on the street who brought the message that we needed for our ministry in the heart of Portland, the ministry of healing. And that takes many forms. And what I ask us all to do this day is to ask God to help us to bring the healing that we have for others through the blessing and the presence of our merciful and loving God.
The Lord hears the cry of the poor. Blessed be the Lord. The Lord hears the cry of the poor. Blessed be the Lord. I will bless the Lord at all times, with praise ever in my mouth. Let my soul glory in the Lord, who will hear the cry of the poor.